Woolworths has always marketed itself as family-friendly, and not everyone would know that it's the owner of poker machine pubs. 7:30 can reveal that Woolies has infuriated the anti-pokies lobby with the introduction of a frequent gambling rewards card to entice people to spend more money in such venues. At the same time, the supermarket chain has recently announced to the stock market that it's offering deals like Kids Eat Free to attract more patrons. Louise Milligan has this exclusive report.
It's Kids Eat Free night at the Bundoora Hotel in Melbourne's north.
Is it a big enticement as a parent with little ones?
Yeah, well, it helps out if you can't afford the whole family.
Anything for free makes me want to come in and see what it's about.
The playground's good as well, so that's good.
This is a poker machine pub. The Bundoora Hotel is owned by Woolworths. The supermarket chain is a majority owner of the ALH Group, a string of 330 pubs across Australia. All but one of Melbourne's 73 Woolworths pubs have poker machines, and a drive around them reveals it's not just at Bundoora where appealing to kids is on the menu.
That really actually turns my stomach, because everything to me points to the fact that they are actually the opposite of family friendly. They are separators of family.
Woolworths has made it plain that it's now company policy to actively target children in its pokie pubs. In its company results statement to the stock market, Woolworths said this was a key part of its drive for better food sales in the venues.
Upgrading of menus and promotional offers like Kids Eat Free to drive food sales.
Great, you get a meal. That's really no great compensation for the addiction and the suffering and the division of families and the separation and the breakdown that occurs afterwards. Very small compensation.
Allison Keogh grew up with a mother whose occasional flutters on the pokies at the local club became a full-time problem gambling habit. From the age of 9 to 11, Allison spent hours almost every evening in the club's kids' room.
I still refer to that environment or that room as the jail with pink walls. I do remember a time when my father walked into the kids' room and found us asleep on the floor, and as he picked me up, I woke up and he muttered, "This is no life for a kid."
There are also concerns about the proximity of the children's playgrounds in these pubs to the gambling floors.
This is an immersive experience for young children that normalizes gambling. And there's nothing more powerful than seeing your parents gamble.
What you can see when you go in here to this Woolworths-owned pub, the Meadow Inn, is when you're in the children's playground area, the poker machines are fully visible. The lights are flashing, there's a glass wall, but it's very, very close to where the children play and where the families eat their dinner.
Victoria has new laws separating pokies from children's areas in pubs, and this sort of venue would be breaking the law if it was a new venue. Existing venues like the Meadow Inn have been audited and have been given more time to comply.
The guidelines are about separating in a real way, not through glass, the poker machines from any children's activities.
Anti-pokie campaigners are also deeply worried about another new initiative by the Woolworths pubs. It's called Monty's Rewards, and it means the more you gamble, the more points you get for rewards like food and drinks.
Every time you gamble on one of their poker machines, you insert the card.
So this is essentially a flybys for gambling.
Absolutely.
The system comes from gaming manufacturer Bally Technologies.
Any gaming device becomes an interactive marketing channel.
The technology can monitor spending habits and even allows players to order drinks, meaning they don't have to get up from their seat at the machine and can keep gambling. What do you think is the morality of this scheme?
There is no morality in it.
voluntary pre-commitment technology is the cornerstone of the Victorian Government's harm minimisation strategy, allowing punters to choose to limit their gambling. Woolworths' solution is burying the pre-commitment technology in the Monty's Rewards card.
How incredibly cynical of Woolworths. What was meant to be a harm minimisation measure has been turned by Woolworths into a harm exacerbation measure by using this card. I mean, this isn't so much a loyalty card as an addiction card.
Woolworths, through ALH, told 7:30 in a statement that this reduces stigma for gamblers. The Victorian Gaming Minister says the same.
People like loyalty programs. They like them at their coffee shops. They like them on their plane trips. They like them at their local restaurants.
But whether or not people like loyalty programs, it just seems that the two concepts are completely contradictory. Surely you would see that, Minister, that encouraging people to gamble is not a harm minimisation measure.
Loyalty programs have different roles for different people, and I'm not tarnishing all of those people who work in this industry and all of the people who enjoy going to venues and taking their kids out for dinner.
I'm not sure if the Victorian Government understands what they've opened the door to. This is effectively a Trojan horse for more addiction, and the Victorian Government is busy dragging the horse through the gates.
The Monty's Reward brochure only mentions voluntary pre-commitment in a small paragraph at the end of the pamphlet. The pre-commitment only lasts for 24 hours. Monty's Rewards is the sort of scheme Bill Veerman would have loved in his problem gambling days.
Time just disappears totally. You're just so focused on the machine.
For years, Mr Veerman wandered the streets of Melbourne, bumbling from pokey venue to pokey venue. How much money do you think that you lost in places like this?
I'd say $700,000 would be reasonable.
Bill Veerman lost everything. He gave up when he had no money left to pump into the pokies. He lives in a small government flat and spends his days counselling gambling addicts.
Well, I'm broke, basically. I'm broke. The emotional and psychological damage, you can't put a price on that.